Hey, I'm Chase Cunningham, Dr. Zero Trust, Dr. Cunningham, if you want to be formal, but who likes to be formal? I'm going to give you the top 10 things you need to know this week in cybersecurity and ZT. So, number one, let's start with something interesting that maybe shows some, I don't know, problems in the way we analyze stuff. BitSite has reported that nearly 100,000 industrial control systems are exposed to the internet, particularly in education, technology, government, politics, and business sectors. So, basically, all sectors. The researchers note, however, that overall there's been a decline in internet exposed ICS services since 2019. So, okay, good. But I'm telling you, I went and took the same stuff that they had put in that report. And this is not a knock on BitSite. This is just maybe we see different things. In the US, I ran for the same configuration, same ports, everything else. I found 388,000 in the US alone. Globally, I found almost 500,000. So I'm not sure where the disconnect is in there, but I would say there's probably more than 100,000 exposed online. And it's probably across all sectors, so somebody should fix that pretty quick, like lickety split. Bunny Loader on the C2C market. Zscaler reported that a new malware as a service offering called Bunny Loader. Why do organizations have to name weird things? Anyway, one-time price of $250. So if you want to be a bad guy, it'll cost you $250 to be there. The malware is designed to steal information related to web browsers, cryptocurrency wallets, VPNs, and much more. Yeah, let's see. The researchers note the malware has been under rapid development since its release September 4th. So about a month of dev. Bunny Loader, browser stuff, $250, commoditization of bad guy things. Phantom hacker scams. The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Investigation, FBI has warned of an increase in phantom hacker scams targeting senior citizens. This is low. The phantom hacker scam is an evolution of more general tech support scams, layering imposter tech support, financial institution, and government personas to enhance the trust victims place in the scammers and identify the most lucrative accounts to target. Victims offer suffer the loss of entire banking, savings, retirement, investment accounts under the guise of protecting their assets. The Bureau, FBI, says victims have lost nearly $500 million to tech support scams in the first half of this year. 66% of those losses were people over 60 years old. So share that with your elderly people. I know I'll be sending it to my parents. Remind them the bank will never ask you for your login with an email. And if they're getting a call from somebody about a support ticket or something like that, hang up the phone and call the bank directly and then go from there. Don't let your folks get hit with this. Breachlock has published an article, risk associated with APIs. This has already been published. Myself and the folks over at Traceable, published a report on this as well. But here you go. 2023 reports indicate cyber attacks targeting APIs have jumped 137%. Healthcare manufacturing are legitimate prime attackers within this method. Attackers are especially interested in the recent influx of new devices on the internet of medical things and associated apps and APIs. So there you go. IoT devices and systems has led to a 70% increase in these types of attacks over the course of the last year. So if you're doing things with hospitals, if you're doing things with medical devices, APIs, figure out a way to secure those APIs. It's a valid attack vector. So DHS IG, the investigator, the general, also finds privacy issues with CBP, ICE, and USS use of commercial telemetry. 3 of the department agencies within DHS, Customs and Border Protection, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and Secret Service did not adhere to department privacy policies or develop sufficient policies before procuring and using commercial telemetry data. The data the agencies purchase includes mobile device geolocation information, and the IG found that they hadn't been prepared to preserve the privacy of the individuals whose data they purchase. So government stepping over here, there's laws and realities and requirements that are supposed to be in front of this. Makes me ask the question, well, how did this slide by? Because I've worked in those spaces, not at DHS particularly, but I've worked around classified side of that stuff. It's not something you just whoopsie. So that one's kind of interesting. Expect more to come from there. Russian disinformation expected to aim at undermining U.S. support for Ukraine. This is in the New York Times. Basically talks about the Russians are targeting NATO in general to try and basically undermine the U.S. presence or assistance to Ukraine. Heavy use of influence washing and troll farms directed by Russian intelligence services is expected. Yeah. Couple more things. Cisco warns of a 0-day with the VPN software. Again, kill the VPN, get off the VPN, move to ZTNA. Move it patches are available. Newly active exploited security flaws and patches are available. This is thousands of WS_FTP servers. Guarantee if you go look for those on the internet, you'll find them. So fix those if you got them. And last couple things here. Tenable has completed its acquisition of Hermetic, which is interesting as far as growth in the space. We keep seeing money going into cyber, which is good. Now is not the time to be dialing back on your cyber, folks. I know the market's not great. I know the other things are on, but don't dial back on your cyber. Just be smart, optimize it maybe, but don't start dialing back. And then lastly, there's a couple of articles in here about why big tech's bet on AI assistance is risky. This is from MIT. It talks about proliferation, talks about not securing it. The stuff that you put in there is published. It's available. So there's a lot of intricacies going on with large language model, etc. Know that if you put your stuff into the, chat GPT, it's kind of available on the back end for whoever might be back there. So think about it. Other than that, as always, stay smart, stay safe, stay secure. Catch you on the next one. This is Chase Cunningham, Dr. Zero Trust, reporting for Cybersecurity HQ.